When you're ready to begin our class today, we're going to start standing up. So head over to your yoga mat or whatever space you want to begin today. We're just going to start with a little bit of a shake. So just kind of letting it come through, maybe a little shake of the shoulders or your hands or your arms. Then we'll start giving the body a little bit of a tap. So you can use both hands at some point, just gently tapping all around your body, any place that feels like it might feel good. We're just kind of shaking things loose here, getting our body online. You ever have a tendency to kind of dissociate from your body? I think tapping just everywhere you can is a really good way to get back into your body. You can kind of work with it, spending extra time anywhere that needs it. I'm going to touch all major muscle groups here. And when you're done with this amount of tapping, then we'll start a little bit of a bounce or a shake. We're going to do some heel drops. So we'll simply lift up the heels and then just kind of let it bounce down. So a little bit of a thud. We're not hurting ourselves, of course, but enough of a where you feel almost like the tissues of your body are kind of loosening up. And maybe the arms swing a little bit with it. You can keep up just as is here, or you can start to shake in any other ways that feel interesting to you. Maybe picking up one foot, giving it a shake, and then the other. Maybe jumping a couple of times. Whew. And then when you're ready, let's bring hands into heart center. Closing your eyes if that feels okay to you. Make sure your feet are just wide enough that you feel extra supported through the bottom of your feet. Taking a moment to just notice now how things are feeling after that shaking and bouncing and movement. If there's a more intuitive way you'd like to hold your hands, maybe grabbing opposite elbows, or even let them come down and just kind of hang. I'll invite you to take some intuitive swaying movements now. So kind of shifting over to one leg and then the other. Almost like you're holding a little baby, just swaying a little bit. You even kind of tap yourself like you tap, gently tap or pat the back of a baby. These are all signals to the nervous system that it's okay to move into a rest and digest state. Your choice if you continue to sway or if you find a little bit of stillness, changing the position of your hands anytime that it feels right. I might bring my hands to my low rib cage or stomach now, because we'll focus on some breath. So with your inhale, make sure your belly expands in all directions, filling up low and slow. And then exhaling, the belly contracts. Go ahead and do that a few times, belly breathing, inhaling, expand, exhale, a smooth contraction. Keep going now, and as you do, invite in any emotions or sensations that are part of your experience. If you'd like to set a dedication or intention for your practice, feel free to bring something or someone to mind. And with our next 3 breaths. Let's take some clearing breaths. So in through your nose, nice big sigh out of the mouth. 2 more like that. When you're ready, we'll slowly start to find a forward fold. So nice and slow, maybe grabbing some blocks if you want some support underneath your hands, maybe holding onto the seat of a chair or a couch if bending lower doesn't feel great today. Let's toe heel the feet out a little wider, taking a wide-legged forward fold. Maybe starting a little bit of swaying again, where you sway the weight over to one foot and then the other. Option to grab opposite elbows here. A variation on ragdoll pose. Check in with your breath here. Make sure you're still flowing. If you decided to grab opposite elbows, let's release the grip and grab opposite elbows again with the other forearm on top. Taking a moment to notice your neck, maybe nodding your head yes, slowly shaking your head no, feeling gravity help create more space and length through the neck and spine. You can reach the ground. Cool. We'll release the hands on the floor or on blocks. Let's toe heel the feet together a little bit. So we're up at the top of our mat here. Let's go ahead and step one foot back and then the other and come down to hands and knees here for a couple of rounds of cat and cow. Inhale, cow pose, belly lowers, gaze and tailbone lift. Exhale, round your spine, tuck your chin, tuck your tailbone, cat pose. Flow at your own breath here. Inhale to cow. Exhale, cat. Keep flowing. Taking any little detours or add-ons that feel interesting to your spine or anywhere else in your body. And then we'll meet up in extended child's pose, bringing the knees out wide, touch big toes behind you, and maybe rocking your seat back toward your heels. You can work here, maybe lifting back up and shifting back a couple times, especially if the knees are feeling tender today. Otherwise, maybe considering lowering down to your forearms or reaching your hands all the way toward the top of the mat. It's another great place to practice belly breathing. So make sure your knees are wide enough apart that you can allow full range of expansion here through the belly with each breath in. Softening all the facial features, your jaw, your tongue. Taking a moment to make a little promise to yourself if you feel called. Just promising that you're going to listen to your body today. You're going to add or subtract any poses or movements that you feel are right for you today. Is there any other little promises or reassurances you'd like to give yourself? You can go ahead and do so anytime. Eventually, let's rise up to tabletop. We're going to keep our knees out wide. We're going to try a little, we're going to call it baby scorpion today. So our toes will stay together. We can shift the hips forward, lifting your toes up. Just go off of how it feels here. Make sure that your shoulders, you're pressing down with your hands so your shoulders are lifted. when you're ready, transitioning back to child's pose. And I'm noticing here that I really want some extra cushion under my knees. So that might be you as well. If so, grabbing a blanket or a pillow could make this a little more comfortable. So we'll just do it a couple of times here. Extended child's pose to our baby scorpion, rounding up with the cat back, and then pressing the hips forward as we lift the toes. Find your range of motion here. Find your pace. See if we can go maybe a couple more times. It's funny because I always feel like my toes are just so close to the back of my head, but I know that they're not. But I'm gonna hold this image in my head of just how it feels instead of how it looks. Okay, make your way down to your stomach. You can move that knee cushion away if you'd like. Let's find crocodile pose. So stacking your fists or your forearms underneath your head, and then resting your head on top. Let your heels splay out to the sides here. Send your breath down to your low back and down to the sacrum. See if you can really tune into the flow here, expanding and softening. Feel free to stay right here or begin to bend and straighten your knees either together or one at a time. Just straightening and bending. Noticing how that movement affects the rest of your body. Then you might start swaying your feet from side to side or creating kind of a semicircle swoop from one side to the other. Notice how the movement and the swinging of your feet interact with your low back. And then straighten your feet, or straighten your legs. Press the tops of your feet down into the mat so much that your knees get a little lighter. Maybe even knees pulling up off of the floor. Let's pull the hands back, sliding your hands down by your low rib cage on either side. Hug your elbows in together behind you. With an inhale, let's lift up to baby cobra. So head and heart are lifting. Our feet are still pressing down a lot. You don't have to lift too far. You might try to hover your hands here for a second just to see if we're using the muscles of the back and core. And with an exhale, lower everything down, maybe resting your forehead on a block or the floor. Soften as much as you can, breathing in and out. Inhale, baby cobra, feet pressed down, lifting the heart. And exhale, lower. One more time. Inhale, rising to baby cobra. Option to hover the hands up. And exhale, lower. Inhale, press your way up to tabletop. And exhale to child's pose. Your knees can be a little closer together this time, or you can bring your knees out wide like we've been doing before. Let's walk the hands over toward the left edge of the mat. And sink down, pulling the right hip back. So you're creating a little more space and length between the right armpit and your right hip crease. Send your breath, send the energy of your breath and your awareness over to the right lung, the right side. Feel some expansion here, gentle, gentle. And switching sides in your own timing, walking your hands over toward the right edge of the mat and then sinking back down, creating a little more length and awareness there through the left side and the left lung. Gentle expansion. And then we'll come back to the center. Let's start to rise up through tabletop. We're going to find downward facing dog. So if you have blocks and you like to use them, we'll grab those now. Curling your toes under and lifting up your knees. Take your time settling in to some movement or eventually your downward dog. Mixing it up a little bit with some movement and some stillness. And inhale and rise up to your tippy toes. And exhale, lower your heels toward the floor. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, rising to the tippy toes. Exhale to lower. 1 last time, inhaling to rise. And exhaling to lower. Bend your knees, look to the top of your mat, and then walk or step your way to the top. With an inhale, let's slide the hands up the back of the legs, finding a halfway lift position, straightening the spine, hugging the shoulder blades together behind you. And exhale, lower back down, bending your knees. Stamp the feet down into the ground. Inhale and rise all the way up. Let's join hands overhead at the top. And exhale, bring hands to heart center. Take a clearing breath here right away, in through the nose. Sigh through your mouth. 1 more like that, in through the nose. Exhale, sigh it out. Inhale, hands reach high. Exhale, open arm twist to the right. Inhale, come back up to center. We'll switch sides a couple of times. Exhale, open arm twist toward the left. Inhale, center. Let's do that at least 1 more time on each side. Exhaling to find your twist. Inhaling as you rise. Exhale, twist. All right, back to center with a breath in. And exhale, lower your hands down. Step the right foot back first and then the left, high plank. 1 big breath in. And exhale, lower your knees and then lower your chest. Press the tops of your feet into the mat. Inhale, rise up, baby cobra. Exhale, lower. Switching it up here, we'll inhale, rise to baby cobra. Exhale, child's pose. Press your way up and back. Big breath in and out. Inhale, rise to tabletop, and exhale, find your way to downward dog. Breathing in. Breathing out. Inhale, bend your knees, look up to the top of your mat. Exhale, step the right foot forward first, then your left. Inhale, halfway lift, sliding the hands up. Exhale, fold, bending the knees. Press your feet into the floor. Inhale, rise all the way up, joining your palms overhead. Exhale, hands come down to heart center. Take a few moments just to see how things are. Maybe catch your breath or grab hold of that intention again. All right, let's take a clearing breath. Inhale through the nose. Sigh to release. Inhale, hands go high. Exhale, fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step the left foot back first, then your right, high plank, just for one breath in. And exhale, knees, and then chest lower. Inhale, baby cobra. Feel that strengthening happening through your back. Exhale, lower down. Inhale, baby cobra. Eventually, when your exhale comes, press your way up and back to your child's pose. Big breath in and out. One more breath here and out. Let's throw in a little curveball here with some thread the needle action. You can either stay here with your legs in child's pose or come up to tabletop to take this. Either way will do. Let's inhale and reach the right hand high. Rotate your right wrist a couple times, both directions, breathing like normal. And eventually thread the needle, the right hand dipping down and through, setting the right shoulder and right side of your head on props or the floor. Let your left hand support you in a way that feels good. Maybe pressing into the mat by your face, or maybe walking that left hand up toward the top edge of your mat. Two more breaths. Eventually planting your left hand by your face, pressing your way all the way up so that right hand reaches high again. And then lower your right hand down, switching sides when you're ready. Left arm reaches high. Give that left wrist some love with some movement, some rotation. Find your breath again and use an exhale to thread the needle. Left shoulder and left side of the head finding props for the floor. Let your right arm support you. Just about two more breaths on this side. And planting your right hand by your face, at some point, lift your way back up and reach the left hand high. And bring it back down. We'll find our way to extended to downward dog, rather. So eventually curling your toes under, lifting up the hips. Big breath in and out. We're going to try something new here. With your inhale, roll forward to your high plank. With your exhale, bend your knees and send your hips back. Inhale, straighten your legs, downward dog. Exhale, shift forward, high plank. Inhale, bending your knees, sending the hips back. Exhale, downward dog. Let's do that one more time. Inhale, shift forward to your high plank. Exhale, bend your knees, send the seat toward the heels. Inhale, downward dog. Exhale, just stay. Inhale, bend your knees, look up toward your hands, and then exhale to walk your hands to the back of the mat. So you end up in a forward fold at the back. You can keep your knees a little bit bent here. With an inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, rise all the way up, joining palms overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Closing your eyes if you wish. Take a few moments checking in with you mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. What's happening for you? Sometimes the answer is, I'm trying not to think about that right now. And that's okay too. We're just checking in to see what's up. All answers and possibilities are totally welcome and valid. It's like a clearing breath in through the nose. Big sigh to release. Blinking your eyes open. We're gonna do a little bit of balancing next. So if you like to have support, grabbing a wall or a chair to hold on to for this next bit. So I'm sure this has been done before, but I kind of stumbled upon this movement when I was just kind of bored one day and I was just flowing around. So we're gonna try my new balancing experiment. It's kind of a hip strengthening endeavor as well. So let's shift the weight to the left foot. So the right leg becomes free. So you can keep your arms by your sides or holding on to something here. We're gonna tap the toes, right toes straight ahead, and then out toward the right side, toward the back, and then a little bit over to the back side. So we're just kind of getting these 4 different directions. And now back to the top, to the right, to the back, and behind. So that's option 1. You can step down and just take a little break here. I'll show you a couple more options for our time today. I kind of came up with like this arm movement that goes with it. So if you want to try it, we'll just kind of bend the elbows in. Fingers can be wide here. We can bring the right toes out toward the top of your mat and expand your arms. When your leg is extended, your arms are extended. And then bring your foot back into the center, bending your elbows. Then we're going out toward the right side, opening back up. Back in. Sliding that right foot back, arms extend. And back to the center. And cross it behind you. I feel like this requires like some kind of fancy hands, so feel free to do something else with that. And then back to the center. So you can choose here if you want to add on the arms. It's a lot of extra coordination. Or if you just want to tap, 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 tap. Another way to up your strengthening here would be to keep your foot lifted up off of the ground. When you come back to center, maybe you keep it lifting out to the side and back and behind you. Option to add on something else. So just go ahead and experiment with this. If you make up a new variation, let me know. Have a little bit of fun with it. We're playing. Novelty is really good for our brains and our bodies. So we gotta give it a little something new to chew on. Ooh, my left foot is tired. So whenever you're done with that side, just give it a little shake. My left foot was really feeling that. And then we'll switch sides when you're ready. So all the weight shifting over to the right foot. Maybe giving it a little slow start here. To the front, to the side, to the back. Ooh. Ooh. Go ahead and start your experimentation. Seeing if you can move that leg in all directions. feel like this is maybe like a dance move or something. I don't know, but I feel like it's just really fun. Take your time moving slow or a little quicker. Maybe trying a new variation if you feel like playing a little bit. And whenever you've had enough on this side, you can step down anytime. Whew, and give it a little shake. Hopefully feeling a little bit of work happening there through the hip flexors and the hip muscles around the hips. Let's come on down to the floor next. Making your way to a seat. I'm gonna try a twist here from a seated position. So our legs will be straight out in front of us. If it's hard to sit like this, I highly recommend grabbing at least a little something to put under the tailbone. I kind of like to sit right on the edge of something so my pelvis is kind of tilting forward now. It's much easier to stay seated like this with a little bit of help. So feel free to do that. So let's just bring the hands down into the floor, sitting up nice and tall here, flexing your feet, kind of rotating your shoulders up and back. So your shoulder blades feel kind of plugged in their place. Take a big belly breath in and out. One more like that, in and out. All right, we'll work on some active twists now. So with an inhale, let's reach the arms up and overhead. Just like when we were standing, let's exhale, open arm twist toward the right. Inhale, come back to center. Exhale, open arm twist toward the left. Let's do that a few more times. Inhaling to come up. Exhaling to twist. Moving at a kind and considerate pace for your body today. Maybe one more time on each side if you'd like. Okay. Letting your hands come down eventually. Let's lower to our backs. So go ahead and come all the way down. We'll take a long body stretch when you get there. Reaching your arms overhead. Fingers and toes reaching and stretching in opposite directions. Maybe some bending or circling of the arms, elbows, shoulders, wrists. And we'll start to pull the knees in toward the chest. Make some free movement here. Letting some massaging pressure onto the sacrum area and the low back. All right, let's bring the feet down to the floor. We'll take an eagle leg twist next. So arms will come out wide for support. Let's pick up the left leg and cross it over the right leg like you're sitting in a chair. So thigh to thigh, knee to knee. Scoot your pelvis over toward the left edge of your mat. And then allow your knees to twist across, up and over to the right side. Option to just rest here, or maybe let your head rock from one side to the other, stopping anywhere along the way for a moment of stillness, couple of breaths. Noticing how stillness can open up a new world of noticing. Start to make your way back up to center, uncrossing your legs, maybe straightening them for a little bit if you want. Take your time in between poses. Then eventually we'll pick that left leg up, crossing it up and over. Again, thigh to thigh, knee to knee. This time we're scooting over toward the right edge of the mat. And then letting the hips twist toward the left. Same options with the neck, maybe just enjoying some stillness here or taking a couple of rocks side to side before settling in. Making your way back up when you're ready. If there are any last poses, movements, or stretches that you're wanting or needing, now is a great time to move through those. Maybe a happy baby or another long body stretch. Maybe a little hamstring stretch, pulling your legs in toward your chest. You do you. And whenever you've had enough of the physical movement practice today, the asana, we can prepare for our final meditation, Shavasana, perhaps maybe grabbing some props for extra comfort, a little pillow or something underneath your head or some cushioning underneath your knees. Tuck your shoulder blades in, let your chest feel expansive. It might feel good on your low back to keep your knees bent today. If so, try to tuck your tailbone under, kind of set your low back down first, and allow your knees to rest together at the center. So you don't have to use much effort at all to keep them lifted. And I will begin to go through some different physical and energetic spaces of the body. It's normal to kind of come in and out of focus of the words that I'm saying. So don't worry if you happen to drift away for a few moments. Just make the conscious decision to come back to the present moment in my voice if that feels right to you. Beginning at the crown of your head, notice your scalp. Relax the muscles of your face. You can feel the scalp relax too. Forehead, right eyebrow, left eyebrow, right eye, left eye, right cheek, left cheek, nose, nostrils, upper lip, lower lip, each and every tooth, top row of teeth, the bottom row of teeth, roof of your mouth, tongue, root of the tongue, back of your throat, neck, collarbones, right arm, left arm, both hands together, each and every fingertip just between your thumb and pointer finger, right in the crease. Armpits, sides, upper back, mid back, low back, collarbones, chest, rib cage, belly, sacrum, right side of the pelvis, left side of the pelvis, both glutes, right thigh, left thigh, both knees together, right calf, left calf, both feet together, each and every tippy toe, at the base of the spine is the root chakra. The color associated with it commonly is red. Just imagining a healing energy, a wheel of energy, if you will. The chakras are said to be spinning wheels of energy. So however that comes out in your mind, imagining red glowing or circling near the base of your spine, root chakra, security, groundedness. Next, with the color orange, just between or just below the belly button, the sacral chakra, circling or glowing orange, energy of creativity, sexuality. Solar plexus is next, just between the navel and the rib cage. Yellow, like the sun, is its color. Sacral, solar plexus, our sense of self, sense of energy and enlivenment, just like the sun. Confidence. Yellow light or wheel of energy here. Heart chakra is next, anahata, is the Sanskrit name here at heart center. It's oftentimes a kind of lime green or pink color. Right there at the center of your chest, the seat of compassion, kindness, connection to others and self. Glowing and pulsing or spinning wheel here at the heart center, lime green or pink, or some combination of the two. Throat center, Vishuddhi chakra. Blue in color. Imagining a blue light or wheel here at Vishuddhi chakra, throat center. Letting it clear the way for your authentic voice. The ability to validate yourself, not needing others' opinions more than your self-esteem can handle. Up to third eye center, an indigo, bluish purple color right above and between the eyes. An indigo glow or wheel, helping you to see clearly beyond just your physical sight, but your intuition, your instincts, clear knowing, and authenticity. Crown chakra, said to be just outside of the top of your head, a few inches. You can kind of imagine a glowing ball or a spinning wheel there of purple or white light. You can, if you're not quite sure where it's supposed to be, just visioning this ball of light that just takes up enough space that it'll cover the crown chakra. Purple or white light. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, purple. All in harmony. Sweeping over the top side of your body, clearing and balancing your energy. And the back side of your body, inside and outside of your body. See if you can sense or imagine just outside of your skin, maybe your aura, creating a nice layer of protection around the edges of your body, keeping your feelings and emotions grounded inside of you, keeping out or helping to keep out any outside energies that don't feel welcome. Breathing and securing your space. Take as much time as you'd like or you need here, continuing to rest if you so choose. Otherwise, beginning to reawaken with some wiggles of fingers and toes. Maybe a deepening of your breath as you open and close your mouth, swallow or yawn. Continue moving in intuitive and welcome ways. Eventually choosing a side and finding the fetal position, bending your knees, and maybe using your bottom arm as a pillow. Take one full round of breath here. And use the help of your arms, your hands to press your way up to a comfortable seat. Closing your eyes if that feels right to you as you join your hands at heart center. Taking a moment to acknowledge your body, giving thanks and gratitude for whatever it was able to do and feel with you today. Acknowledging the birthplace of yoga, India, and all of the teachers that have allowed the ancient practice to make it all the way here to us today. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Together, bringing thumbs up to third eye center. Let's take a little bow forward together when you're ready. Thank you. All right, thank you, everyone.